Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Shalom, shalom. First, giving honor to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Today's class, the addictions / delusions of both social media and technology. I've done a class similar to this before, but just touching more on it, man, because social media and technology itself, man, as they are in essence tools, man, to be used for furthering, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people endeavors, jobs, and so on and so forth. But also the misuse of these said tools, or the overusage of these tools, can be looked at as a weapon, can be looked at as detrimental, can be looked at as weakening one's spirit, one's physicality, mental. So we're going to be touching on how that addiction is, as well as what it is and what we are doing, because ultimately we are creating more gods for ourselves. But let's get into it, because again, with technology, at the touch of a button, man, you have access to any and everything, any and everybody. So we have to be very cautious with what we do. Go ahead, read that, bro. The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Again, this whole purpose is for us to learn, for us to be better than we were yesterday, for us to be the best version of ourselves moving into tomorrow, moving into the future. You know what I'm saying? This is for the betterment of us mentally, spiritually, and physically. Read.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
That we lean on the Lord. That we continue to move as Christ. That we continue to be the walking embodiment of his spirit, how he operates, how he speaks, the things that he do. We are supposed to reflect that through our speech, through our actions, you know what I'm saying, through our thought process, through everything that we do. Right? But let's get into it, man. You can get that first video. Now, look, bring me back in. Okay, we're good. These videos that I'll be using today for today's class, they are strictly for educational purposes. We do not own the rights to any of these videos. We are just using these for edification purposes. Again, these videos are strictly for educational use. Bring that up, Art.
In an age where technology continues to dominate our lives, social media has emerged as both a blessing and a curse. It's undeniable that these platforms have revolutionized the way we connect, share, and communicate. However, beneath it all lies a darker truth. Social media addiction is on the rise, and with it come a set of serious issues that I noticed are also affecting me. The interesting thing is that until recently, I didn't really look at it as an addiction at all. Yet every day I would be on these apps for hours, mindlessly scrolling and keeping myself busy. For me, it's two in particular, Instagram and TikTok.
Two of the biggest ones.
On Instagram, I would see what everyone else was doing, constantly refreshing the feed for new posts, stories, and messages. On TikTok, with the algorithm just feeding me content, I don't even have to think of what I want to watch because the app knows it better than me.
Pause it. With these social media platforms, man, it's literally all you hear, all you see, all you indulge in is social media. Anything that you can think of is on there. Anything that you could want to watch is on there at the click of a button. It literally pulls you in. These things are, in essence, again, a tool. You can use these tools to market the businesses that you have. You can use these tools to connect and build relationships with other individuals that are moving on the same accord, whether it be business or whatever extracurricular activity you may be trying to do. But also at the same time, too much of it can turn into you ain't finished your classwork, or you haven't cleaned your house, you haven't paid attention to your own children that's in the house with you for hours, days. Your spouse, you sit, you know what I'm saying, on the couch, or y'all be in the room, y'all haven't said anything to each other the whole entire day. Both of y'all scrolling and clicking all on your phone. There's no more human-to-human interaction. Everything is that phone, that iPad, that TV. Play.
Whenever I open it, time just passes by. It could be 5 minutes, it could also be an hour or two. The platforms are designed to be addictive, and it makes sense because the more time you spend there, the more the companies profit. But that's all I thought of it. A way of procrastinating and wasting my time, which of course is bad by itself, yet I didn't really see anything else to it. As time passed, I began to realize that my constant scrolling was also taking a toll on my mental health. I slowly became aware of it, and quite often when using these apps, I would ask myself, what am I even getting from this? And the answer would always remain the same. I wasn't really getting anything. It was always much more negative than positive, if there even was anything positive from it. They say that comparison is the thief of joy, and on these
They say comparison is the thief of joy. What you're doing on those social media apps, man, those platforms, you're looking at what everybody else is doing. You're looking at everything that's going on in everybody else's life, and you start to figure out, man, I'm just sitting in here on the living room on the couch. Man, I'm just laying here in the room on the bed. I want to go to Dubai. I want to go to Jamaica. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then you start to make decisions that aren't necessarily financially sound for you. You haven't done any research on tickets, or you haven't done any research on the places that you could possibly want to go. You just see people turning it up, partying, living their life. You know what I'm saying? You yourself, you barely want to go to work, barely want to do anything with your life, but you want to travel. You want to do all of these other things. You're looking at what everybody else is doing, and then you start to compare your life to what you see on their screen.
Bring it out.
Not realizing a lot of these people, these social media influencers, these gym influencers, these health influencers, and so on and so forth. A lot of them, once they cut that camera, once they hit end on that record button, a lot of them are depressed. A lot of them hate themselves. A lot of them going through all kind of troubles that you don't see, because when they hit that record button, it's all smiles. This is what I got going on today. This is what I'm doing. This is the day in the life of so-and-so, so-and-so. But again, you yourself, you haven't put anything in play to make it to where you can do some of these things later on. Play on.
these apps, everyone just seems to have it all figured out. I was comparing my life to these curated, idealized versions of others, and it made me feel like I'm falling behind. There were times when I had trouble appreciating where I was or what I was doing because others would be someplace more nice, doing bigger and better things. I would see people hanging out and having fun while I'm alone at home, and it would feel lonely. It would feel like I was missing out, even if I didn't want to do anything that day. Getting bombarded by ads and seeing all of the cool things or outfits people have feeded my consumerism. It made it seem like I don't have enough and need more. Beautiful moments would pass me by because I was too busy taking pictures for a good post or story. Afterwards, I would be constantly checking who liked and commented on it, subconsciously seeking external validation.
Pause it. For our sisters, man, that there has y'all in a cobra clutch. Validation. You out every restaurant you go to or whatever you're doing, you got to take a picture of your meal. You know what I'm saying? You're not even engaged in the conversation with the person that you may be on a date with or somebody you're supposed to be getting to know. You worried about where they taking you to, how much the bill gonna be, what the food look like. You're taking your photos. You got to get your selfies in, and then immediately after you post that, if your post don't get 250 likes in 30 minutes. You ready to kill yourself. You trying to delete the photo and go and find something else extravagant that you can put up to seek that validation that what you doing Everybody else likes that. What you doing? Everybody else want to be like you. That what you doing? Everybody else trying to indulge.
Bring it out.
You're letting these social media apps and these platforms dictate how you feel about yourself, how you look. All of these fabricated images of what beauty is today. Caked up makeup on your face, 1,000 different colored wigs and hairstyles, your lace fronts, your sew-ins, and so on and so forth. Not realizing that these chemicals that you're putting on your face and on your head is destroying you. Not realizing that your skin is getting worse because you got 1,000 layers of makeup on your face. Then you want to go and get body modifications because you feel like that you aren't enough. That you see so and so just got her BBL and now she getting free. She getting in the club for free. Her social circle has changed. She in there with the rappers and the movie stars and so on and so forth, trying to get to the next Birkin bag.
Bring it out.
These things are crippling us because we are overindulging in these things and we're letting these things ultimately become our new gods. Play on.
And don't get me started on the endless stream of news and opinions. It's all overwhelming, only fueling my anxiety and stress. I finally decided to look at my screen time and it was clearly too much. It became clear that my social media use had shifted from a harmless pastime to a harmful habit. It was an addiction in disguise, one that had come into my life without me even noticing. I'm not saying that you should delete all social media apps and that it will completely change your life. But if you ever felt the way I did, it's worth taking a step back to reflect on it.
Father,
Is it
everybody that has a smartphone or Android, iPhone, or wherever the case may be, if you go and look in your settings at your screen time, how much that phone is in your hand and you scrolling, when you see that, your jaw should drop. Your mind should start to you know what I'm saying, configuring, all right, how do I reduce this? Spending 16 and 18 hours all in your phone, you could have been using that to be building wealth. You could have been using that to be learning a trade. You could have been using that to bettering your relationships with family or reading or whatever the case may be that could help put you in a better light and make you a better version of yourself than you were yesterday.
Bring it out.
Versus scrolling and double tapping and liking and so on and so forth. Let's finish it out.
adding value to your life or taking away from it?
All right, that's good. Go ahead. Give me the book of St. Matthew's, chapter 6 and verse 24. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other.
Ultimately, we have let these platforms and this technology, these iPhones and Google phones and iPads and so on and so forth, we have let these things come in and infiltrate our mind and our spirit to where now we cannot do anything without them. Some of us don't even read, let alone do audiobooks. We don't do anything but scroll and double tap and like and comment. And now it's even to the point that our children, they're so addicted to the technology and the social media, and you got your cyberbullying and depression and all these things, when you can easily just cut the device off.
Mark it out.
Step away. When you're fasting, a lot of us need to do a fast to this technology. A lot of us need to do a fast to these phones, or these social media platforms, and so on and so forth.
That's right.
Because we have let these things infiltrate us as our new gods, our new idols, sacrificing onto them daily, hours of sacrificing, hours of eating the meats, the dainty meats. Read.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
I'm telling you, man, you cannot. Everything has to have a balance to it, and we're going to get into it. But there has to be a balance to everything. These phones, man, these game systems, these iPads and desktops and laptops and so on and so forth, all of these things are tools to help better us, but the overindulging and the misuse and abuse of these things is running rampant, causing addictions and delusions amongst our brothers and sisters. We just recently, it was a whole viral epidemic of sisters not wanting to go to dates at Cheesecake Factory. If you taking me to Cheesecake Factory, you broke, and so on and so forth. Ma'am, we supposed to be getting to know each other. I'm supposed to see if you can fit in my life, if I can fit in your life, if we're gonna make each other better, or if we're gonna be bumping heads and causing chaos.
Mark it out.
These delusions are built because of the overuse and the misuse. And then you have your influencers. You got your DMs, and one girl get a DM from somebody, and they got a little bit of clout. They got 24 million followers or subscribers or whatever the case may be. All he trying to do is use you for recreational use only. Now you done made it and got with this person. Now regular people can't even speak to you. You got your nose turned up, you bougie. Delusions. Letting these things become those gods. Go to Psalms 119. Start at verse 9, bro. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 9.
Read.
Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto, according to thy word.
It's telling you to take heed according to the word of the Lord. Again, these things are for our learning, for us to have moderation and restraint and balance, for us to know how to navigate, for us to critically think, for us to use our mind, for us to use our head, for not just a hat rack.
Mark it out.
For us to be able to have intelligent and progressive conversations. For us to build year and never-ending relationships. For us to build and grow our nation. For our children to be able to sit down and have a conversation with each other, be able to share and be able to gather and get along with each other, versus having an evil eye, looking at each other like the brother with the banana, looking at each other like Stephen from Django with the evil eye, being able to build. Being able to sit around, come together, put our thoughts out there, and let's make it happen. This is what that does. It curbs that addiction. It puts that eye salve on the eyes. It removes the veil. It washes away those delusions. Read.
With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments.
This is what you're supposed to be doing, man. This is the prayer that you're supposed to be speaking unto the Lord. This is what you're supposed to be telling yourself daily, man. Hold me. Let me stay on track, Lord. Keep me, man. Let me continue to let the Spirit of Christ, man, overwhelm me and to the point where it it exudes out, man. It so shines, and everybody else get affected, infected with that same spirit of that charity, of that love, man, of that incorruptible communication. Read.
Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. Blessed art thou, O Lord. Teach me thy statutes. With my lips have I declared all the judgments of thy mouth.
This is how you're supposed to be incorporating the word, man. You're not only just supposed to read it, you're supposed to implement it. Again, these things are to help better us, to make us a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. To make us the best version of ourselves for tomorrow, for the future. Read.
I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies, as much as in all riches. I will meditate in thy precepts, and have respect unto thy ways. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word.
This is how we're supposed to be operating. We're supposed to have our mind locked in on the Lord, man. Because again, he has set all of this stuff up for us to be the best that we can be. For us to be the greatest example of how someone should walk, talk, act, and treat each other. This is how it's supposed to be. But again, we let this technology, we let these social media platforms, we let all of these things become before the Lord. They take precedent before what he say. They take precedent before how we supposed to move. They take precedent. And it's worse because us as parents, us as fathers, mothers, us as uncles and aunties and teachers and leaders and whatever title or status you are, to where you can have the ear of the people and be able to guide them, you're supposed to be showing them this.
That's right.
But how can you show somebody what to do or show somebody how it's supposed to be done if you yourself is locked in right here on the screen? Or if you yourself is locked in on the computer? Or if you yourself are locked in the delusions and the escapism that these social medias and technology provide for you? We're supposed to be the teachers, man. If you have a family, if you are a father, if you are a mother, if you have a family, you're supposed to teach your children moderation. You're supposed to teach your children how, when, and what to do with these tools. We're going to get into it. But more on these things being our gods. Give me 1 Samuel 8 and 8. Read that.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 8, verse 8.
Read.
According to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me, and served other gods, so do they also unto thee.
Still to this day, we are still operating in the same dispensation of time. Then we are operating right now. Continuing to create these gods, continuing to sacrifice, continuing to worship, continuing to bow down, continuing to indulge. Letting these things rule our day, our life, our time. Again, if you take that phone and you go into your settings, man, and you look at your screen time, bro, you won't want to pull your hair out. You want to slap yourself. Because we've let these things rule us. It's just like that old cigarette commercial, the nicotine. Yeah, he snatching you up by the hair, pulling you outside so you can go smoke that cigarette. Some of our people can't put the phone down for no more than 2-3 minutes. Some of our people can't put the phone down until they go to sleep. And even then, they scrolling on their phone.
Bring it out.
You got to be at work for the next 4 hours. You've been on Instagram and TikTok for the last 8. Isaiah 29:13. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me.
See, we all still call out to the Lord, man. We call on His name. We show up for Sunday worship in our best threads, and we come in on the Sabbath, man. We got our head wrapped, we got our fringes on, we got our Bibles out, but we really ain't read none that week.
Bring it out.
We ain't had no type of engaging conversations with our brothers and sisters. We haven't done anything to push our family or what we got going on better off than yesterday. We just sit there, we scroll on our phones, we talk on the phones, we on the social medias, we on the games, we doing all of these things that are not profiting us anything.
Bring it out.
Continuing to be lost in these distractions, addictions, and delusions. But be quick to call on the name of the Lord as soon as you get around everybody, but knowing deep down you ain't did a damn thing for the Lord. Read.
And with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me. And their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
All you see day in and day out is social media and technology. The new phones, the iPhone 29, the new Google Pixel Plus, the iPad, the Acer, the HP, the Mac, whatever you can get your hands on.
Bring it out.
Every 5 to 10 years, there's a new set of technology coming out, and you gotta have it. Every new iPhone hit the market, it gotta come in your hands. Every new smartphone that come out, you gotta get it in your hands. Phones cost more than some people mortgage payments, but you gotta have it. Game systems, costing more than some people rent, or just right underneath they rent. You gotta have it. $600 for a system. It's a car payment. $1,200 for a phone. That's rent. You gotta wait in lines. You gotta pre-order. You gotta be the first one in line to get it. Where's that same enthusiasm for the Lord? Where's that same enthusiasm on learning how you should be treating one another? Where's that same enthusiasm on how you should be speaking to one another? Where's that same enthusiasm?
That's right.
We trapped. We lost in this matrix. I know this steak is fake, but this steak is good. Proverbs 22:6, bro. Again, we as men, women, fathers, mothers, uncles, aunties, teachers, so on and so forth. We are supposed to be the ones to be able to help our brothers and sisters and the little ones travel and navigate throughout this whole process. We are supposed to be able to give them the tools that they need to survive, to be able to see the BS man, to see the snares, and hit the Heisman. Hurdle. Duck, dodge, dip, whatever you want to use to separate yourself from getting caught in the words and cares of the world, man. You can pull it up.
You want that?
Pull it up. Again, I want to say, man, because YouTube is cracking down on copyright and everything, man. Just these videos, we do not own the rights to them. These are for educational use only. Edification. Go ahead.
Have a deal, Mr. Reagan?
You know, I know this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling my brain that it is juicy and delicious. After 9 years, you know what I realize? Ignorance is bliss.
Bro, they feed it to us in the media. They feed it to us in the movies, in the TV shows, bro. They tell you just a cog in the machine, man. You just another source of commercial income. But yeah, we jump off that porch so willingly to go and dive right into it. The net neutrality, your phones is tracking what you say. You have a conversation about going to get some cleaning products for your house, and all of a sudden you got an ad for Pine Sol.
Work it out.
You go to Google to search something up, you got an ad for Lysol. These tools are meant to help, but at the same time can be used as a weapon.
Yes, sir.
To continue to keep you thinking that even though I know this steak is fake, that ignorance is bliss.
Work it out.
Read Proverbs 22:6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be setting checks and balances for our brothers and sisters, man, for our children. Supposed to getting them ready, man, to be able to venture out and attack the world head on, man, but also know where they hope should lie, where they faith should lie, where they power should lie. Not in no phone, not in no game. These families nowadays, everybody is more on their phones, on their TVs, on their games, than sitting down and engaging with your children, engaging with your spouse, having meaningful conversations. Hell, just playing around. Physical contact with your sons, with your daughters, man. Showing them through that physical touch that you actually care about them, that they exist, that you love them, that you are there for them. How they gonna get that through you scrolling up and down on your phone? How they gonna know the love of a father, the love of a mother through a screen? How are they gonna learn to separate themselves from meaningless conversations? How are they gonna learn to be able to know what type of people that they should be hanging around, what type of groups that they can build and be in without having to worry about somebody hating on them or somebody lying or somebody trying to do something ill? You're supposed to be able to train them up and show them these things. Give me that next video, bro. This is how it is now. Play. We give these devices to our children, man, to distract them so we don't be annoyed anymore. We give these devices to our children, man, to distract them so we can go out and do the things that we want to do. As soon as it's taken away, gave it back immediately, stop whining and crying. Showing that child that they should be dependent on that technology. Showing that child that they are dependent on that screen. There should be a proper balance amongst things. Moderation. That's enough, bro. There should be that proper balance. You should be able to have your child watch the television or play the game for a certain amount of time. Then they need to start building and learning and doing things that can actually progress them further in life.
That's right.
Showing them how to that little man working with them on colors, on numbers, on letters. Showing them how to, build up their motor functions. Giving them certain toys that help build how they process. Giving them that human to human interaction, man, that father, that mother. Training them, showing them, giving them the game. Not putting the screen in front of them because you tired of hearing them whining. Not putting the screen in front of them because you tired that they've been pestering you to do something all day. Go and do it.
That's right.
Spend some time with your child. And vice versa. With your spouse, your husband or your wife. Everybody's been living in the same roof. They've been living under the same roof. All in the same room. Ain't said, spoke, acknowledged, or nothing. Anybody. Everybody sitting on the same couch. You feeling lonely, your wife feeling lonely, your children's feeling neglected. All for that addiction and that delusion and that dopamine hit on that phone, on that iPad, on that game system, on that technology.
Bring it out.
Go to the next one, bro.
Can I see this?
Turn it up. That's good. See, your father thinks it's funny. This should not be tickling you pink. This should not make you happy. Listen to the father in the background. Now watch what happens. It's sickening, man. That's enough. It's sickening. You're already building bad habits in that child. Showing them that they need that to be consoled, that they need that to be on a calm level. No. You should be that comfort, not the phone.
That's right.
You should be that protection, not the phone. You should be that entertainment, not the phone. But this is what we're doing. We letting these things raise our children. We letting these things become our gods. We letting these things overrun our lives.
Bring it out.
Building addictions in our children, man. 1 Corinthians 8 and 7. Read it, bro.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 8, verse 7. Howbeit, there is not in every man that knowledge. For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol.
See, this is what we're doing, man. We're offering these things up, man, and we're indulging in these things. We're sacrificing our children up to these guys, man, and we laughing at it. We're again, you're put in a position, man, as a father or as a mother, again, as a brother or anybody that is in a position, man, to where you can help guide the people. You're leading them down a path right into the hands, man, of destruction. Read.
For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled. But meat condemneth us not to God, for neither if we eat are we the better, neither if we eat not are we the worse. But take heed, lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak.
So again, man, if you're in that position and all they see, all your children see is you on the game, all your partner see is you on the phone, all your congregation see is you're scrolling, all the people that you interact with, all they see is that you indulge in this technology. What you think that's gonna do? It's gonna build resentment. Also, it's gonna build a pattern for them to follow right along. Read.
For if any man see thee which has knowledge sit at meat in the idol's temple, shall not the conscience of him which is weak be emboldened to eat those things which are offered to idols?
It's saying, man, not that everybody's seeing you do it, so they're gonna end up doing the same thing. I'm watching. Okay, well, he's considered to have knowledge. He's considered to have wisdom. If he's doing it, what's wrong? I should be able to do the same thing. I should be able to offer up my child unto the gods. I should be able to lead and guide my brother down the path of destruction. These addictions and these delusions, man, we have let these things overrun us. Being in positions to help guide and give righteous judgment and give complete understanding, but all we're doing, man, is crippling our brothers and sisters, our children, in and out the truth. This is that wake-up call, man. Read.
And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom Christ died? But when ye sin so against the brethren, and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Christ.
It's telling you, man, when we're leading and guiding and not training up our children and showing them all of the adverse effects and not giving them anything of substance, man, we are ultimately, man, putting that blood on our hands. Read.
Wherefore, if meat make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend.
And that's going into, again, if you that father, you that mother, you that uncle, that auntie, that teacher, that guidance counselor, that so on and so forth. That moderation, that balance is important. You should not be that example of that this is what you need to do, and you're killing yourself. You're killing your mind. You're destroying your spirit. You're supposed to let that light of Christ, bro, be what infects everybody around you to do the right thing, to speak the right way, to act the right way, to utilize these things as a tool and not a weapon. To look at these things for what they are and not get sucked down into that black hole of it. Proverbs 11:1. Let me get that with you, bro. Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Again, man, all of these things are if used correctly, if these tools are used correctly, they can achieve a lot. You can get very far, but at the same time, you can be stuck in a pit. At the same time, you can have a malice spirit put on you. At the same time, you can have a veil put over your eyes. At the same time, your mind can get foggy. At the same time, you can lose strength in your spirit. At the same time, you can destroy yourself.
Bring it out.
It says you a false balance is an abomination. These things are detrimental to your health, to your spirit, to your mind. This is what happens when you have an addiction. This is what happens when you stuck in delusion. Give me the next video. This is what happens, man, when you don't guide your children properly. This is what happens when you offend your brother, your sister, when you're eating and sacrificing unto those gods, when you're eating that dainty meat of destruction. Play that, bro. Pay attention to the timestamps on this.
Break that window, you're gonna be charged for it.
Look at your phone.
Trust me. You will be held accountable.
Stop it at 45. Alright, bring me in. Go ahead and skip to the next part of the video. This is what you call an addiction. This is what you call an addiction. This is what you get when you don't teach your children proper balance, when you don't teach your children moderation. This is what happens. This is what happens. Balling like a child. 17-year-old girl. Balling like a little bitty girl. As if somebody took her candy away. A phone. A phone. Freaking out. Having a mental breakdown. Play the next part.
Well, that's lesson learned then. I need it. Oh, well.
I need my phone. I need my phone. I need it. I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna kill myself because I need my phone and I do not have my phone. What more could you say? That is unhealthy. That is a pure addiction. That's an addict. I got to see who liked my picture that I posted 2 hours ago. I got to see who commented. I got to see who posted something. I got to watch this thread. I got to look at this video. We didn't have that when I was growing up. We was outside. The worst thing you could do is tell me I couldn't go outside.
Bring it out.
Didn't need a phone. Didn't necessarily need a game system. Didn't necessarily need a TV. Outside was where it was at. Give me a stick and let me go to town. Imagination running wild. That stick is 800 different things. Then don't let me get a bike. Oh, now we traveling. What's up? We linking up. Who house we going to? You get punished. You look outside. You looking through the window with the sad puppy dog eyes. You see every bike. All at somebody's house. You know it's going down over there. But guess what? You stuck in the crib. Torture. That's when I'm going to get to screaming. I want to go outside, man. I want to go outside. But at the same time, you got to understand if you're doing something wrong, your parents have to check it. They have to correct you. There has to be a form of checks and balances. If you are utilizing this, if you're giving it too much time and too much attention and you slipping in other areas of your life, bro, you need to put it down.
That's right. Tate.
If this has wrapped you up to where you can't think correctly, you need to put it down. If this has become your sole purpose of living, you need to put it down.
That's a fact.
That is that addiction. That is that delusion. We don't have that same enthusiasm. We don't have that same love for the Lord at all. We treat him as if he the last thing on the list. We have all the tools at our disposal, man, to be able to be the best version of ourselves. And we continue to cripple ourselves with getting lost in the sauce. In and out of the truth. Delusions and addictions, man. Go to Titus 2:1. Read that, bro.
The book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience.
These are the things you're supposed to be teaching. This is what you're supposed to be giving the game to your son, to your daughters, to your brothers, to your kinfolks. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what builds up that defense, man. When you get in here and you read and you learn, when you pass on the information that you're learning, when your life lines up with what you're reading, when you're operating in that same fashion. Read.
That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things.
For our sisters, man, you're supposed to be able to show your daughters and your sisters how you're supposed to move, how you're supposed to operate, how you're supposed to speak, how you're supposed to carry yourself as a woman of the Lord. Read.
That they may teach the young women to be sober.
That they teach them to be what, bro?
To be sober.
To have moderation, to have balance, to use your mind. Read.
To love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands.
See, this modern day, man, the social media frowns on that. Social media wants you to be the opposite. Social media wants you to bring chaos in the house. Social media wants you to be emasculating your man. Social media wants you to be teaching your daughters to be hoes and harlots. Social media wants you to show your daughter how to dress provocatively. Social media want to show you and teach you, and you get right on the same train and you let it happen. You show them the same thing that's going on. And then get mad when your daughter get pregnant at 15.
Bring it out.
Or the flip side, you get excited. You only 28. You already a grandmother. The math ain't mathing. All of the other examples that you had growing up, why would you not want to break that cycle?
Bring it out.
If you 28, she 15, I mean, you was doing the same thing she was doing. Why not show her the better way? Why not show her how to keep herself, be chaste, be obedient? But see, social media show you otherwise. Give it to any and everybody that you want to have it. And still look at yourself as you the God's gift to the planet. Social media, how you doing it? We're going to get into it, though. Read on out.
That the word of God be not blasphemed. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded. In all things, shewing thyself a pattern of good works.
Showing a pattern of good works. That's that balance, man. That moderation. Read.
In doctrine, shewing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you.
See, when you have the Lord as your focus, when that's what's going on, man, all of these things are going to automatically fall into play because now you have those checks and balances that you're following. You as a father, you as a brother, you as a mother, you as an auntie, as a teacher. This is a playbook. This is a blueprint for you to give those same ideals, those same characteristics, those same things to your children. If you're in a position to where you're guiding other people, This is what they should be seeing. This is what they should be saying about you. They shouldn't be able to have a bad report about you. They shouldn't be able to say anything evil and it stick. They shouldn't be able to say anything bad and it's the truth. But again, we let these technology, we let the social media take over, man, and it destroys and corrupts our whole fiber of our being, man. Give me that next video. This is what happens, man, when you have no guidance. This is what happens when you don't teach that moderation. This is what happens when you don't have those checks and balances. Bring it in, Art.
Tonight, chilling new details of a 10-year-old Milwaukee boy opening fire, killing his mother at close range. 12 News is not naming the boy due to his age, but new court documents reveal the boy opened fire because his mom wouldn't buy him something on Amazon. And then he purchased.
The young Ock, man, took his mother out because she didn't want to buy him a virtual headset. You've now taken your mother off the board, all for a game system. This is what I'm talking about. These addictions, man, these delusions. Play on, bro.
Just a virtual reality headset from her Amazon account the day after she died. The deadly shooting happened Monday at the boys' home near 87th and Hemlock on the northwest side of the city. Police initially ruled the shooting accidental, but the criminal complaint says the 10-year-old's family called police with serious concerns the next day. The boy's sister telling detectives, quote, "He has had rage issues all of his life. He becomes very angry and acts out," adding that he had been seeing a therapist. And when police questioned the boy a second time, they say he told them the shooting wasn't accidental and that he was mad at his mother because she woke him up early that morning.
According to this complaint, police say the boy told them he took his mother's keys and grabbed the gun from a lockbox, then went down to the basement to confront his mother while she was doing laundry.
The boy told investigators he only meant to scare his mother by shooting at the wall, instead admitted that he shot her in the face and that he knew guns can kill people.
That's it. That's it. They're going to charge him as an adult, and he's looking to get 60 years. All of this could have been avoided with the proper checks and balances. All of this could have been avoided if the Lord was right there. All of this could have been avoided if the parents were doing their job of teaching their children and not letting the technology and the social medias and all of these other aspects grab a hold of your child. The day after he kills his mother, he goes and buys the very same thing she said he couldn't have with her same card. Crazy. But there's more. Bring up this next one. You can tell there's no father in this household.
What you see now is the work of a spoiled kid. According to multiple sources, a 12-year-old boy destroyed their entire house, smashing every item in sight, demolishing every room, all because his mother was said to have taken away his phone.
It really sucks that I have to make a video to prove that this damage that was done to my life is real.
What?
That's it. That's it. Can you say addict?
Bring it out.
Can you say delusional? That a phone is worth more than what you got over your head. That a phone is worth more than the relationships in your house. That a phone is worth more. It's worth more than any and everything in the world. This is what happens when you let these things take control of your house, take control over you, and take control of your family. Because you, as a parent, You're supposed to be able to be the first line of defense against things like this. You're supposed to be setting those checks and balances. Starting them out young. Mitigating these things. Before an addiction builds up to the point where he destroys a house. Everything. Living room, bedroom, kitchen, any room he had access to, everything was like a tornado went through it. And guess who had to pay for that? The same parent. Probably been working her back end just to provide for the house. Because again, no father in sight. No uncles. No older cousins, no man figure in sight to give him the game. And even then, some of our men act like females, to be honest with you. Extra and over emotional. Lost in delusion, not using logic. Extremely petty. Gossiping and busybodying.
Bring it out.
It's like the roles have reversed. The women are masculine and the men are effeminate. This is why they say put your hope in the Lord, man. To build up those strong defenses, those walls. This is why he say he's your strong tower. This is why. When you turn away from the Lord, you left defenseless. And these things happen, man. 2 Thessalonians 2:1. Read that when you get there, bro.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand.
It is at hand, brothers and sisters. Read.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
This is what happens when you let these delusions and these addictions come. There's a falling away from Christ, because now these things have become your Lord. These things have become the lords of your children. These things have become the Lord of your households.
Bring it out.
Read.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
This is what happened when you're sacrificing yourself and your children unto these gods that you have now ultimately created. Read.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way.
Man, how much more do you need, bro, to see that our brothers and sisters are being taken away in droves by this? Brothers and sisters, our children, man, not being able to navigate their emotions. So the first thing that they want to do is put a bullet in somebody.
Bring it out.
Not being able to navigate their emotions. So the first thing that they want to do is lay down and get pregnant. Not being able to tell when this man is only just trying to get a little bit of something about you. That this woman is only trying to get with you just so she can reap the benefits of what you've been building your life up to. Not being able to see that there's no love, but only lust and covetousness. This is what happens with these addictions and these delusions. Read.
And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him, whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
See, again, man, this is what happened when you turn away from the Lord. All of these things take over your mind and take over you, your spirit, and everything else around you that you let it happen to. Without these checks and balances, man, without the faith in the Lord, man, without walking as Christ, bro, you're leaving yourself up to all of this destruction. You're leaving yourself up to all of the heartache and pain. You're setting yourself up for sadness.
That's right.
Read.
And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion.
You gonna do what, bro?
God shall send them strong delusion.
Man, it's time, bro. It's time to wake up and remove the veil. It's time to apply the eye salve. Because these delusions, man, it's getting stronger and stronger. Read.
That they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
See, when you have these addictions and these illusions, man, you have pleasure in all of these unrighteousness. Man. Everything that is bad, man, you jump in head first and then you indulge in all of these things, leaving yourself open. Leaving yourself open, man, for all of this destruction. Give me that next video, bro. Matter of fact, hold tight. Give me 2 Timothy 3:1. Let me get that first. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1.
Read.
This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy.
See, all of these things that are being spoken right now, we are seeing today.
That's right.
With these addictions and these delusions, man, these things are coming to play day in and day out. Read.
Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God.
Lovers of what, bro?
Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God.
Read.
Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses, and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
This is what happens, man. This is what we seeing today because of these addictions and these delusions, man, to that social media and that technology, man. This is what happened when you want to when you put all of your hope and your faith into that social media, man. Your clout chase and all of these things, man. This is what happened. Bring the next video. You don't play with people like this, man. But this is what you do for likes. This is what you do for views. This is what you do for the clout. Put that video up. And excuse the language in the video.
Nigga, get the shit away, nigga. In the way, punk ass nigga.
Punk ass nigga.
You in the way and shit, nigga.
You straight?
I'm just saying, nigga, you in the way and shit, nigga. Get the fuck out the way.
You know, man. Know where the fuck you at?
Where I'm at?
The fuck you mean where you at? Man, you was tripping, homie.
The fuck you gonna do, boy? Okay, sir, just chill, Joe. It's a joke. It's a joke, dude. It's a joke. Come here, nigga, damn. Okay, sir, stop.
This is what happens, man. This is what happens. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, bro. This is what happens. If somebody would have been in his life to show him you don't play with people like this,
No, sir.
that wouldn't have happened. And the brother gave him grace. He tried to give him a chance to check himself. You good? But this is what happened when social media is at the forefront. I got to get these likes. I got to get these views. I got to get these subscribers. I got to get these comments. If that brother really wanted to do something to him, he could have did him something dirty.
Boy.
Something dirty.
Real talk.
You got some people that are out here doing these pranks that don't make it home. There was a story recently of a guy, his son was killed over a gun prank. You don't play with people like that. But that's what social media tell you. This is what's in. This the next wave. This how we rocking. Bro, you're not using your noodle.
Bro.
At all. First Corinthians 10:6. Read that, bro.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 6. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things.
See, again, man, these things that we've gone over and so far and seen, but also when you read this book, when you read how our forefathers and foremothers, how they were with Moses, man, how they operated with how they operated with Moses, man, how they dealt with Joshua, how they moved. These are those examples of what not to do. Read.
As they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000.
See, this is what happens, man. We have these social media, man, and this technology, bro, got us down bad, as if we are still, well, I know, as if we still in the wilderness. We still going through the wilderness because we have yet to put this stuff down and pick up Christ. This is what's going on. We are still operating with the wilderness mindset. Read.
Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come.
Man, it's telling you, bro, these are warnings, man. Lord is letting us know what's what. We just gotta listen. We gotta stop letting these things take over, man, and be our gods, and listen to the Lord, man. He trying to let us know that it's coming. Everybody has a clock. When your clock hits 0, all I can say is you better hope that you've done everything that you knew that you're supposed to do in the eyes of the Lord, man. Read.
Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall.
I'm telling you, watch your step, watch your speech, watch how you move, watch what you're doing, watch what you consume, watch what you indulge in. All of these things. Be mindful. Read.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able.
I'm telling you, man, to release the hold of to release yourself from the hold of these addictions and delusions, man. There is an escape. You just gotta want to let it go.
That's right.
Read.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Give me. 1 John 2:15. Read them when you get there, bro.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
It's telling you, man, these addictions, these delusions, these are the things that we're falling in love with. These are the things that we're giving our time with. These are the things that we're giving our utmost essence of ourselves to. instead of the Lord, instead of building, instead of becoming those better versions of ourselves. Read.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
It's telling you, man, to let these things go. There is nothing positive. There is nothing to gain from being stuck in these delusions. There's nothing to gain. There's nothing positive to being addicted to death. Because that's where it's going to ultimately lead you to. Let's go back. 2 Thessalonians 2 and start at verse 13.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
This is what you need to be grabbing a hold to. Let go of these addictions. Learn the moderation. Learn to have that balance. Read.
Whereunto he called you by our gospel, to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, brethren, stand fast.
Say what, bro?
Stand fast.
Read.
And hold the traditions which ye have been taught, whether by word or our epistles.
It's telling you, man, hold fast to the word of the Lord. Read.
Now our Lord Jesus Christ himself and God, even our Father, which hath loved us, and hath given us everlasting consolation and good hope through grace, comfort your hearts, and establish you in every good word and work.
That's where your comfort should lie, man. In the Lord. That's where it should lie. But again, we let these addictions, we let the social media take over, and again, ultimately become our gods. We put our hope and our faith in these things. Ultimately putting your hope and faith in man, and man fails you. Time and time and time again.
Bring it out.
Isaiah 54 and 17. We've all heard it. We've all read it. But again, you have to look at it with these eyes now. You have to look at it as these are weapons. These are tools, that are being misused and abused and have become weapons of destruction against you. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
This is how you're supposed to operate, man. This is what you're supposed to look for and look into, man. These tools, if you again overusage and misusage and abuse of these, become a weapon for your destruction. But again, with the Lord in your corner, man, you ain't got to worry about these things because you're learning that balance. You're learning that moderation. You're teaching these things to your family, to your children, to your brothers, to your sisters. You're being that ultimate example of how to walk as Christ.
Bring it out.
1 Corinthians 7 and 35. Read that, bro.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 35. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction.
That you may attend upon the Lord without distractions. Ultimately, at the end of the day, all of these things are distractions.
That's right.
All of these things are keeping you from becoming that version of yourself. All of these things are keeping you from letting God so shine through you. These distractions are taking hold and keeping you from being the best version of yourself. Go ahead, give me that next video, bro. Again, excuse the language in this video.
Rappers be talking about I got your bitch. Instagram got your bitch. Instagram got your bitch. Like, I'm sorry that my Christian scorecard just went down for using a profane piece of language. You ain't got your Instagram got all y'all. Because they going to do it for the gram before they do it to you. They going to send a picture to the gram before they send it to you. social media doing more to hurt families than it is to help families, and families are the key to health.
We all know, man, Kanye have his ups and downs and things, but what he said cannot be refuted. That's right. Our sisters do everything for the gram, everything for the validation. Social media, that's they man. That's they God. Give me that next one. These are the type of delusions that social media has put forth. Play that.
Kiana, this dude, how tall is he?
She's describing the perfect man. You good?
Look at the person. I don't look at the
Give me a basic. Give me a basic number. Let's just answer these things rapid fire. He's 6'1". Gotcha. Shape.
Building the perfect man.
Big. Dad bod.
Big
Skinny. Huh?
Big. Not big, but big enough.
Like a football player big. Like Sterling big. Sterling 6'1". Big or small? Okay.
Big.
Muscular.
Just couldn't go to the gym like me now.
Hell yeah. Okay. So this gentleman, black, white, Latino, doesn't matter. Asian, persuasion.
Don't matter.
The whole thing. Got it. And how much money would you like him to make a year?
Peep what she say.
Over 60 million.
Pause it. These are the delusions of grandeur, bro, that the social media put on our sisters. She want the man to be over 6 feet. She want the man to be muscular and in shape. She want the man to make over 60 mil a year. Man, where are you gonna find that at? That want you. What can you provide for that man that has that going for him? What do you have that nobody else can give to make him say, I want you? Everybody getting BBLs. Everybody got caked and maked up faces. Everybody wearing wig and weavy wonder. Everybody is giving it up. They womb is for any and everybody that got something slanging. Or if they pockets fat enough. Or if they talk bad to you enough. Or if they put their hands on you. Because all of these negative traits is what unfortunately turn our sisters on. The Pookies and the Ray Rays. Play on, bro.
We're going to go to 5 million.
Wait, 60 million?
We're going to go to 5 million. 5 to 60. 5 to 60.
5 million.
5.
Minimum.
Cut. 5.
Wait,
60.
million with an M.
Million.
Okay, got it.
You can make 1 million.
Can't make 1 million. Lose my number, obviously. But you said 5 million.
500K? What 5 what?
Baby, you answer the question.
I'm just saying, we can do it this way to make it common. 500K to 5 million.
Gotcha. So minimum half a million.
Yeah.
Now, what percentage of men do you think make 500,000 a year? Give me a number.
Hold on, wait. Go ahead, let it play. Go ahead, let it play.
What percentage of men make $500,000 a year? Close. It's 1%.
Right.
What percentage of men?
That's enough. You already know the percentage of that type of person you looking for. You already know it. You already know it. That's a damn unicorn. But that's what you want. That's what she want. That's what the person behind her want. That's what every female on social media right now with the caked up face and the weavy wonder and the BBL and lips and the chest implants and the body modifications and all of this, that, and the third. That's what everybody wants. What about old Joe, bro? He blue collar, man. He go to work, man. He come home. He love the Lord. he stand in, man, to be a guidance. You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking for that. You looking for the Pookies and Ray Rays. But again, man, this is the type of delusions that are on our brothers and sisters, man. But our sisters more tougher with this social media. Give me the next one.
Let's talk about dopamine. Most people have heard of dopamine, and we hear all the time now about dopamine hits. But actually, there's no such thing as a dopamine hit. And actually, the way that your body uses dopamine is to have a baseline level of dopamine, meaning an amount of dopamine that's circulating in your brain and body all the time. And that turns out to be important for how you feel generally, whether or not you're in a good mood, motivated, etc. And you also can experience peaks in dopamine above baseline. A simple way to envision dopamine hits is every time you do something you like, you eat a piece of chocolate, dopamine hit. You look at your Instagram, dopamine hit. You see someone you like, dopamine hit. You know, all these things described as dopamine hits neglect the fact that if you scroll social media and you see something you really like, dopamine hit. Sure, there's an increase in dopamine. But then you get to something else and you go, not that interesting. However, had you arrived at that second thing first, you might think that it was really interesting. If you had arrived to that second Instagram post 3 days later or 4 days later, you might find it extremely interesting. Again, how much dopamine you experience from something depends on your baseline level of dopamine when you arrive there and your previous dopamine peaks. Okay? That's super important to understand, and it's completely neglected by the general language of dopamine hits. This is why when you repeatedly engage in something that you enjoy, your threshold for enjoyment goes up and up and up. So I want to talk about that process, and I want to explain how that process works, because if you understand that process and you understand some of these schedules and kinetics, as we call them, around dopamine, you will be in a terrific position to use any dopamine-enhancing tools that you decide to use. You'll be in an excellent position to modulate and control your own dopamine release for optimal motivation in your life.
That's good. To modulate, to have moderation, to have balance. Bro, we let these things rule our world. And we've seen what has become of the world by letting that rule, by letting that be the Lord, by letting that be our God, man. It's time to break that cycle. Romans 13 and 11. Go ahead, Al.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
It's high time to awake out of that delusion. It's high time to let go of that addiction. It's high time to grab a hold of the Lord, man. It's high time to put on that spirit of Christ. Read.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Bro, all of the information, all of the blueprints, all of the guides, bro, it's there. It's here now. You can't say you didn't know. You can't say you ain't heard it. You can't say you ain't seen it. It's out there. The Lord is putting it there for you to grab. Read.
Right. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ.
Do what, bro?
Put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ.
Read.
And make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
He's telling you, man, to let go and grab a hold of the Lord, man. Matthews, we coming to a close, Israel. St. Matthews 21 and 21. Faith. Diligence. Read it when you get there, bro.
The book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 21. Jesus answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith, and doubt not.
If you have faith and doubt not, read.
Ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea. It shall be done.
If you have that faith, man, if you call on the Lord, man, if you're steadfast in it, man, these addictions, man, these delusions, bro, like that, you can let go. You can get rid of. You can finally see. I can see clearly now the rain is gone, right? Ain't that how the song go? It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Yeah, it's the Lord, man. With that faith, be steadfast, man. It's gonna come. Read.
And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive.
He's saying, believing, having that faith, putting forth that effort, man, it's going to come. We're really trying to pray, man, to be brought out of the wickedness, man. Who's really praying, man, to be taken out of the darkness, man, and into the light, man. Give me that in Matthew 6 and 9, and we out, man.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation. Read.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from these addictions. But deliver us from these delusions. But deliver us from that darkness. But deliver us from that death. Read.
That's right. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Man, you need to be saying these prayers, man. You need to be reaching out to the Lord, and you need to be building that relationship with him so you can have that strong tower, so you can have that shield and buckler, so you can have that sword, so you can have that spirit, so you can have the ultimate defense and offense against all of the darkness of the world, against the flesh, against anything that come to pull you from him.
That's right. Teach.
This is what you need.
Amen.
And on that, we say shalom.